You have a calling, a purpose, a path unlike any other. You feel it in your soul that you are different. You see beyond the illusions, beyond the material distractions. You are here to awaken, to guide, to elevate. Yet, here you are struggling, drowning in financial worries, questioning why, if you are truly chosen, you are not blessed with abundance. Why, if you have a divine mission, the universe seems to withhold its riches from you. Others chase money and it flows effortlessly to them, but for you, it's always a battle, always a test, always a lesson wrapped in hardship. You work hard, you manifest, you pray, and still, financial freedom feels out of reach. But let me tell you something. This is no accident. It's not random. There is a reason why chosen ones, those with a higher calling, struggle in ways others do not. It's not because you are unworthy, not because you are destined for lack. It's because your path is different. Your purpose is greater. And until you understand the deeper forces at play, the cycle will continue. So, listen closely, because by the time we finish, you will see everything differently. You will understand why money has felt like a distant mirage, why doors have closed, why no matter how much effort you pour into financial success, something always seems to block it. And most importantly, you will learn how to break free. Because make no mistake, your struggles are not meant to destroy you. They are meant to refine you, to prepare you, to push you toward the kind of wealth that aligns with your higher purpose, a wealth that is not rooted in greed but in transformation. So, if you're ready to understand the hidden truth behind your financial struggles, stay with me. What you're about to hear will change everything. But before we dive in, take a moment to subscribe to this channel, because if you resonate with this message, you've just found a space where your truth will always be honored and your light will never be dimmed. Hit the subscribe button now and join a community of other chosen ones on this divine path. You were never meant to live like everyone else. You were never meant to chase after material things the way the world does. Deep down, you know this. You have always felt the pull, the urge to seek something greater than wealth, greater than status, greater than possessions. But here's the problem. The world runs on a different system. A system that was built for those who do not question, who do not seek, who do not see beyond the surface. Society has conditioned people to believe that success is measured by bank accounts, luxury, and external validation. And yet, chosen ones, you feel nothing when you chase these things. You feel empty when you step into that world. You feel disconnected when you try to play by their rules. And that is the first reason why chosen ones struggle financially. Because you are trying to operate in a system that was never built for you. You prioritize purpose over profit, meaning over money, service over self-interest. And while that makes you powerful, it also makes you vulnerable. The world does not reward those who reject its game. It punishes them. It isolates them. It makes them feel like outsiders. Look at your life. How many times have you had opportunities that you walked away from, not because you weren't capable, but because they didn't align with your spirit? How many times have you seen people rise in wealth, not because they are more deserving, but because they were willing to do things you could never bring yourself to do? How many times have you been told that you should just go with the flow, stop overthinking, take the easy route? But something inside you refuses. That is the struggle of a chosen one. You cannot betray your calling, even if it means struggling, even if it means being misunderstood, even if it means standing alone. But here's the truth. You were never meant to reject money. You were never meant to suffer in lack. The problem is not wealth itself. It is how you have been conditioned to see it. Somewhere along the way, you started to believe that money is evil, that financial success is a distraction from your purpose, that the more spiritual you become, the less material you should desire. And so you block your own blessings. You resist financial abundance, thinking it will corrupt you. You associate struggle with virtue, thinking it makes you more enlightened. But let me ask you this. How can you fulfill your mission if you are always in survival mode? How can you uplift others if you are barely staying afloat? How can you step into your divine purpose if you are constantly weighed down by financial stress? Chosen ones, listen to me. Money is not the enemy. Money is a tool, and in the hands of the right people like you, it can be used to build, to heal, to transform. But first, you must shift your perspective. You must stop resisting abundance. You must stop believing that financial success means selling out. Because until you do, you will continue to struggle. You will continue to reject opportunities without even realizing it. And worst of all, you will continue to watch people with no morals, no wisdom, no higher calling control all the resources, while those who are meant to lead are left begging for scraps. That ends today, because now you understand the truth. And when you understand the truth, you have the power to change it. Everything is energy. Your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs. Each one carries a frequency, and that frequency determines what you attract into your life. This is not just spiritual talk. This is reality. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Chosen ones tend to vibrate at a higher frequency. You are deeply connected to truth, wisdom, and divine knowledge. But when it comes to money, your energy is off. You repel wealth without even realizing it. Think about it. When you hear the word money, what comes to mind? Corruption? Greed? Evil? You have been conditioned to believe that those who have money are soulless, and those who lack it are pure. But this belief creates an energy block. It puts you in a constant state of struggle. Let's break it down. Money flows to those who are open to receiving it. It moves toward those who believe they are worthy of it. It does not discriminate. It follows energy. If you subconsciously believe that wealth will take you away from your spiritual path, you will never attract it. If you carry guilt around receiving financial abundance, you will always push it away. But here's the twist. Energy is neutral. Money is neutral. It is neither good nor bad. It simply amplifies what is already inside of you. If you are greedy, money will make you more greedy. If you are wise, money will allow you to use your wisdom on a greater scale. If you are a healer, money will help you reach those who need healing. So, why are you rejecting it? You are powerful beyond measure. Your energy is magnetic, but because of the way you've been taught to think about money, your frequency is misaligned. You attract just enough to survive, but never enough to thrive. You manifest just enough to keep going, but never enough to break free. It's time to shift. Start seeing money as a resource, not a temptation. Stop associating wealth with evil and poverty with virtue. Raise your vibration. Align your energy with abundance. Do not be afraid to receive. Do not be afraid to charge for your gifts. Do not be afraid to step into financial power, because here's the reality. If chosen ones remain broke, the world remains in the hands of those who do not have your wisdom. If chosen ones continue to struggle, the systems of greed and control will continue to thrive. If chosen ones refuse to embrace abundance, the same people who exploit others will continue to dominate. You were never meant to suffer. You were never meant to struggle for scraps. You were meant to lead. You were meant to rise. You were meant to build a new reality where wealth is used for good. So now, the choice is yours. Continue blocking your blessings, or realign your energy and step into the financial abundance that was always meant for you. The world you live in was designed for control. It was built to keep people in survival mode, to make them dependent, to make them chase, to make them obedient. And chosen ones, you don't fit into that system. You never have. You see things others don't. You question what others accept. You reject what others follow blindly. And because of that, you are a threat. Not in a violent way, not in a destructive way, but in a way that disrupts the system. Let's be real. This world rewards those who conform. It favors those who do not challenge authority, those who do not ask too many questions, those who work tirelessly to build someone else's dream while barely surviving themselves. But chosen ones are different. You are here to awaken. You are here to bring light into a world that thrives on darkness. And because of that, the system does not favor you. It resists you. It pushes against you. It places roadblocks in your path. Look at how society is structured. The most dishonest, the most ruthless, the most manipulative people often rise to financial power. Not because they are smarter, not because they are more capable, but because they are willing to do things you refuse to do. Because they play by rules that you instinctively reject. The world tells you to get in line, to work a job that drains your soul, to follow a path that does not serve you, to give your time, your energy, your life to a system that was never designed for your benefit. And when you resist, the struggle begins. This is why chosen ones often struggle financially, because you do not fit into the mold, because you cannot force yourself into a system that doesn't align with your spirit. And so you search, you try different things, you explore paths that allow you to remain true to yourself. But while you search, the system continues to favor those who never question it. But here's the thing, you were never meant to survive within the old system. You were meant to build something new. You were meant to find another way. You were meant to create. The problem is, no one teaches chosen ones how to make money outside of the system. No one shows you how to generate wealth in a way that aligns with your spirit. Instead, you are told that financial success only comes through paths that drain your soul. That is a lie. The truth is, money flows to those who create solutions. Money moves toward those who provide value. Money follows those who step into their power. So instead of trying to fit into a system that was never designed for you, ask yourself, what can you create? What knowledge do you hold that the world needs? What skills do you have that can be transformed into financial power? Because here's the truth. The system wants you to believe that you are powerless, that you have no other options, but the moment you realize that you can generate your own wealth, that you can create your own opportunities, that you do not have to play by their rules, everything changes. So stop trying to fit into a broken system. Stop believing that financial success only comes through suffering. Step into your own power, learn the game, play it differently, and watch how quickly the struggle begins to fade. Look around. How many people truly understand you? How many people see the world the way you do? How many people share your depth, your insight, your vision? Chosen ones are often alone, not because they want to be, but because the world they live in does not make room for them. You have always been different. You have always seen things that others ignore, and because of that, you walk a lonely path. But this isolation doesn't just affect your emotions, it affects your finances. Most people learn about money through community. They have mentors, networks, people who guide them, people who open doors. But chosen ones? You have had to figure things out on your own. You have had to walk blind, to stumble, to fall, to rise again, without a hand to hold. While others inherit knowledge, you have had to seek it. While others have a blueprint, you have had to create your own. And that's the difference. This is why financial success has been so difficult for you, because you were never given the same support, the same connections, the same guidance that others take for granted. You were left to navigate a world that was never designed for you, all while carrying a purpose that most people will never understand. And then comes the doubt, the hesitation, the voice that says, maybe I'm not meant to have financial abundance. Maybe I'm supposed to struggle. Maybe this is just my path. That voice is a lie. You are not meant to suffer alone. You are not meant to carry this burden in silence. You are not meant to struggle endlessly while others thrive. But you must break free from the belief that you have to do it all alone. You must seek out those who understand. You must build connections with people who see beyond the surface. You must surround yourself with those who elevate your mind, who challenge you to grow, who push you to step into your financial power. Because here's the truth: no one rises alone. Even the most powerful, the most successful, the most financially free people had help. They had knowledge passed down to them. They had hands that lifted them up. And now, it is time for you to find your own circle. It is time for you to surround yourself with those who align with your energy, those who understand your vision, those who remind you that wealth is not just for the corrupt. It is for the chosen ones who will use it to create something better. Because when chosen ones rise together, the world will never be the same again. You have a good heart. You feel deeply. You give without hesitation. You help, you guide, you uplift, and you expect nothing in return. And that is exactly why you are struggling. Because, chosen ones, you have been conditioned to believe that selflessness means sacrifice, that generosity means suffering, that helping others means you must neglect yourself. But tell me this: how can you pour from an empty cup? How can you uplift others if you are weighed down by financial stress? How can you fulfill your mission if you are constantly running on empty? You have been taken advantage of. People come to you for wisdom, for guidance, for healing, for support. But when you need help, where are they? When you are struggling, who comes to lift you? When you are in need, who returns the energy you so freely give? The truth is, chosen ones attract takers. People sense your light, your kindness, your willingness to give, and they take. They drain you. They expect you to be available, to listen, to help, to give, but they do not give back. And because of this, you have been operating in imbalance. You give too much, you receive too little, and that is why your finances suffer. But here's what you need to understand. Energy must flow both ways. There must be an exchange. If you continue to give without receiving, you will continue to struggle. Not because you are unworthy of wealth, but because you have not created space for it to enter your life. It is not selfish to charge for your gifts. It is not wrong to expect financial energy in return for the value you bring. You do not owe the world your suffering. You do not have to prove your goodness by struggling. Money is an exchange of energy. And if you do not allow yourself to receive, you will always be in lack. So today, let go of the guilt. Let go of the belief that taking care of yourself is wrong. Let go of the idea that being spiritual means being broke. Start honoring your worth. Start setting boundaries. Start recognizing that your time, your knowledge, your presence hold immense value, because the moment you do, the struggle ends and abundance begins. Nothing in your life has been random. Not the obstacles, not the setbacks, not the financial struggles. Every hardship, every moment of lack, every time you felt like you were drowning in uncertainty, these were not punishments. These were tests. You see, chosen ones are not given easy paths. They are refined through fire, strengthened through struggle, prepared through hardship. Because what you are called to do requires resilience. It requires wisdom. It requires a level of power that can only be built through endurance. The universe does not simply hand power to those who are not ready for it. It tests, it watches, it observes. Think back to the times you thought you wouldn't make it, the nights you worried about how you would pay your bills, the moments when you had to choose between survival and your purpose. You were being shaped, because here's the truth. When you do receive financial abundance, you must know how to handle it. You must know how to protect it. You must know how to use it for good. But before you are entrusted with it, you are tested. The universe wants to see, will you abandon your mission for money? Will you betray your purpose for temporary success? Will you let financial fear control you? Or will you hold on to your calling, even when everything is against you? Because make no mistake, many chosen ones are offered shortcuts, quick money, easy success, but at a cost that takes them away from their truth. And this is where many fail the test. They compromise, they chase temporary gain, they abandon their spiritual alignment in pursuit of comfort, and in doing so, they lose everything. But you have endured. You have refused to sell out. You have stayed true, even when it hurt. And that is why your breakthrough is coming. That is why your struggles have not been in vain. That is why your financial blessings will not just be for you, but for everyone you are meant to impact. You are not being punished. You were being prepared. And now the real question is, are you ready to pass the test? This struggle did not start with you. The financial hardships, the limiting beliefs, the fear of abundance, these patterns have been passed down through generations. Your ancestors, your bloodline, your past lives, each one left behind energy that still lingers today. Some struggled in poverty. Some were betrayed by wealth. Some believed that money was dangerous, that survival was the only goal, that success was not meant for them. And whether you realize it or not, their fears became yours. Look at your family. How many of them have ever truly been free? How many have broken the cycle? How many have lived in abundance, without suffering, without guilt, without fear? Very few, because chosen ones are often born into families where struggle is the norm, where survival is the priority, where scarcity is a way of life. In that, and when you come into this world with a higher calling, you are not just fighting for yourself. You are fighting to break the chains that have held your lineage captive for generations. You are not just given a mission, you are given the responsibility to end what has been repeating for centuries. And that is why it has been so hard, because you are not just healing yourself. You are healing those who came before you. You are shifting an entire energy field. You are rewriting the blueprint. The fear, the lack, the struggle, it does not belong to you. It was handed down to you, but it ends with you. Now is the time to release it. Now is the time to unlearn what you were taught about money, to detach from the belief that financial success means betrayal, to stop feeling guilty for wanting more than just survival. Because when you break the cycle, you don't just free yourself, you free everyone who comes after you. Your children, your future generations, your entire bloodline shifts the moment you decide that the struggle ends with you. Second, this is why chosen ones are tested so intensely. Because you are not just changing your life, you are changing history. And once you pass this test, the abundance that was always meant for your lineage will finally flow to you. Not as a reward, but as a correction, as a restoration, as a return to what was always supposed to be yours. But first, you must claim it. You must own it. You must stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstance and start seeing yourself as the one who breaks the chain. Because that is exactly who you are. The world is shifting. The old ways are crumbling. The system that kept wealth in the hands of the corrupt and left the righteous struggling is breaking apart. And now, chosen ones, it is time for you to rise. For too long, you have believed that wealth belongs to those who deceive, to those who manipulate, to those who serve only themselves. But that is a lie. That is an illusion that has kept you bound in scarcity. Wealth was never meant to be in the hands of the wicked. Power was never meant to be controlled by those who use it for destruction. But because chosen ones have rejected money, the world has been left in the hands of those who do not deserve it. That ends now. The new paradigm is this: spirituality and abundance are not separate. Purpose and prosperity are not enemies. Chosen ones are not meant to struggle, they are meant to lead. The question is, are you ready to step into this truth? Because financial abundance is not just about luxury or comfort. It is about power. It is about influence. It is about the ability to create a world that aligns with divine purpose. Imagine what happens when those who are called finally claim their wealth. Imagine what changes when money is in the hands of healers, visionaries, leaders with pure hearts. Imagine the kind of world that can be built when financial power is used for good instead of control. That is the future. That is what you are being prepared for. That is why your struggles have refined you. But now, you must decide. You must choose to break free from the old beliefs that have kept you small. You must allow yourself to receive. You must embrace the truth that wealth does not corrupt. It reveals who you truly are. And if you are truly chosen, if your heart is pure, if your intentions are right, then wealth in your hands is not a curse. It is a gift. A gift that can heal, that can transform, that can shift the balance of this world. So, step forward, walk into this new reality, own your abundance, claim your financial freedom, and never again believe the lie that chosen ones are meant to suffer. Because your time is now. Now, you understand the truth. You know why you have struggled. You know why the journey has been so difficult. But more importantly, you know that it was never meant to be permanent. Financial lack is not your destiny. Scarcity is not your identity. You are not called to live in struggle. You are called to rise above it. So, from this moment on, everything changes. You no longer resist wealth. You no longer fear success. You no longer hold yourself back. You are ready. You are prepared. You are stepping into the abundance that was always meant for you. And as you do, you will see the shift. Doors will open. Opportunities will appear. Everything that was once blocked will begin to flow because you are no longer rejecting what is yours. You are no longer running from your own power. Now, before you leave this space, before you go back to your life, I want you to take a deep breath. Feel this truth settle in your spirit. This is your confirmation. This is your sign. This is your moment. And if this message spoke to you, if you feel this shift happening within you, let me know in the comments. Let's build this movement together. Let's reclaim what is ours. Because, chosen ones, our time has come.